Greek, and welcome back for another episode. Today, we have something very special. We're going to mix the land and the sea. We've got some ribeye beef with some beautiful Australian scallops, straight from Western Australia. And we're going to complement it with a beautiful Greek-style magedinigo tsandali white wine with garlic and butter sauce. So it's now time to prepare our meal. We've had our crossroad barbecue on for around 5 or 6 minutes now, with all 4 burners on high, while we've been warming up the grill, but also our pan, which is going to be used to make our scallops and our white wine sauce. So I'm going to turn them down now, because we don't need it that high. It's all ready to go. So let's prepare our meat. We've got our ribeye fillet. You can buy them cut, but sometimes you can buy them whole like this. I asked my butcher today to leave it full so I can cut it myself. But I did ask him just to break the bone for me here to make it a little bit easier. So these are going to be quite large pieces. So we're going to cook them on the crossroad barbecue. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, must have just dropped something underneath. Anyway, so there we go. We'll put that aside, and there we have our beautiful ribeye fillet. Now that weighs close to about half a kilo of pure beef and a little bit of bone. And that's going to take probably around about 7 or 8 minutes on either side on the crossroad barbecue with our burners on low. So come in close and listen to the sizzle as we put one on. Hey, ready? Opas, just like that. With that one there, I'm not going to put any salt and pepper because that's how the wife likes it. The other two, I'll show you how I'm going to marinate. So again, we'll cut that like that. And it sits straight in the middle. And look at this beautiful marble. Beautiful, just like that. Now I'm going to marinate them, quite simple. Bit of pepper, plenty of pepper I should say, on either side, just like that. Beautiful ribeye fillets, and of course our Greek galasas salt as well, straight from Greece, no better salt. And of course you can buy this from our friends at Preston Market, the Aegean Deli. Beautiful, there we go. A bit more on this one, and a bit more on this one, just like that. And we'll put them in as well. Here we go. One here, and one just here. Beautiful. We've had our ribeye steak in the crossroad barbecue with all burners on low for around about 4 minutes now. Come in, let's have a close look, and it might be actually time to turn them over. And once we turn them over, is when we're going to start preparing our scallops, because we want to time our steak beautifully. Oh, fast, look at that. Look at that beautiful steak. Turn this one over as well. There we go. And what we'll do is, we'll cook them for another 4 to 5 minutes on the other side. They won't need any longer than that. And then we'll place them on the top grill so they can just cook all the way through before we actually put them aside to rest. The pan is getting quite hot, so in about a minute or so, we'll be ready to start preparing our scallops. Okay, you're back now, and it's time to prepare our scallops and prepare our sauce. The first thing we're going to do is obviously cut up our parsley. And while we're there, let's have a quick look and see how it's going. Oh, but everything looks just about ready. The steaks are nearly ready, so we better start preparing our sauce and our scallops. Now, the clock is ticking. And just to remind everyone, all my viewers, you need to make sure that you don't overcook your scallops. So I'm not going to leave them in for more than about a minute. So we'll cut up our parsley, just like this. Beautiful. We're going to put this in the sauce as well. Just that's enough there. We've got our garlic just here. We'll cut that up just like this. And then chop it up even smaller. You just want to get the flavour in the sauce. Just like that. Beautiful. Beautiful. There we go. Our core 2 ingredients. So before we get our white wine sauce all ready and our scallops, let's get our ribeye steaks to the next stage. The next stage, we're going to place them just on top, on the upper grill, just like that, just to finish off their cooking. So the first thing we're going to do is grab our butter, and we're going to put some butter in our pan, just like that. Oh, there we go, like that. Let that cook down, and we're going to put the scallops in. Now what we're going to do is after we've cooked the scallops, then we're going to make our sauce separately, because I'm not going to put my scallops in the sauce. I'm actually going to put them on top when I plate up my meal. So we'll just move the butter around, come in close. This has to be very hot. so you can make sure that you cook. There we go, just like that. Move it around, get it moving. Beautiful. And now place our scallops in there, just like that. This scallops won't take more than about 40 seconds or 50 seconds on each side to cook, just like that. And we'll put a couple more, just in case we want to taste one before we plate them up, and one in the middle, just like that. We'll put the others just over there. So let's have a look and see. There we go, look at that. Opa. Beautiful. You just want them to cook like that in the butter for around 40 seconds on each side so they can caramelise. And then by the time we make our sauce, we'll let our meat rest and then we'll plate it all up. We'll close that, open it up in 30 seconds and turn over our scallops. As you can see now, we've had our scallops in the pan for around 40 seconds to about a minute, and look at that, look at them caramelise. And unless you move them around like I was just moving them then, you're not going to get the effect of the caramelisation. There we go. And we'll just leave them in for another 30 or 40 seconds. Now it's time to grab our steak. So we'll grab our steak, just like that, and put it into our pan like that. And we'll leave the other two there, let them cook a little bit longer. This is the one that we want to plate up and leave as medium rare. So we'll cover this up with a bit of foil and let it rest for about 4 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes. The longer you let it rest, the juicier it will become. So we'll put that there and put our scallops aside. That's there. Here we are. So these scallops are probably ready now. We'll just grab our plate here and we'll just put in here. Just like that. There we go. Grab our tongs and we'll just rest them here for now. There we go. Just put them there. Now with all these juices, you can see in my pan, this is how we're going to make a beautiful sauce. This is where we're going to add our garlic, our parsley and our wine. And the first ingredient that we're going to put in is our wine and let that burn off. Look at that. Oh, fuck. Just like that. There we go. Put that in there, give it a bit of a mix. Let it wash away all the flavours from the bottom of the pan. You come in close now, you'll see how the sauce is all caramelised, just like that as well. And just let the wine vaporise. And then we'll put in our parsley, just like this. There we go. We'll put our garlic in like that. We'll put a bit of salt and pepper as well. And the magic trick to get this sauce nice and thick is to put the butter at the end and let the butter just melt in without overcooking it. Just like that. So like I said earlier, we're going to take the pan off the heat when we put the rest of our butter to thicken it up. So we're going to put it in like that, just like that, and we're going to let that butter now just mix all the way through. And as you can see how it's melting, it's also thickening up the sauce. And this is our white wine with garlic and parsley with butter. You'll see that. Look at it just stick up. Beautiful. There we go. And while that is thickening up, just on the side there, we'll keep mixing it. We'll just drop that in, just like that. We'll put that there. That will keep mixing, that will keep thickening up. And let's prepare and start plating up. We've got our plate there, and let's have a look at our steak. Just there. Oh, look at that. Beautiful steak. Let's just grab it, put it in the plate, just like this. And what a beautiful ribeye fillet this is. Just like that. Put our knife away. Now rubbish underneath. And as you can see, it's nearly ready, the sauce. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, but magic. Magic. Put that away as well, just underneath. And then we'll grab our scallops, just put in here, just like this. Beautiful. Nice Australian fresh scallops all the way from WA, Western Australia. We've got to thank our fellow fishmonger at Preston Market for his beautiful, fresh. We'll put this sauce on now, just like that. There we go, just like this. And then put the rest of the sauce all over the steak, just like that. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A beautiful ribeye steak by Jack the Greek, all cooked on the Crossray barbecue with beautiful Western Australian scallops, all in around 15 to 20 minutes. Just cleaning up my bench before we finalise our beautiful meal that we have here in front of us. We cooked it on the Crossray barbecue in around 10 to 15 minutes. Some beautiful scallops in the pan on the side with a beautiful white wine, garlic and parsley butter sauce. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, another beautiful meal, ribeye steak by Jack the Greek. Obas.